mentioned, they're both in the front row right here. Bryn Kehoe has 2 great front row options to go to. Plus, she'll have Cynthia Barbosa coming out of the back row as a 3rd option.
Jade Machado doing the serving. Her sister, Jasmine Machado, also on UCLA. They will both serve. But the Cardinal win that point, they're ahead by 4.
And UCLA got the block closer, but they're still not reaching to their left enough. Kleinman should just keep hitting angle harder and harder until UCLA adjusts. But right now they're being reactive instead of proactive, they need to force Kleinman to do something different.
Serve receive, so key for Andy Benikowski, and on that time they did a nice job starting with fine.
You are absolutely right. That's one of the reasons she is in there and took over in the middle of that USC match earlier this season. She has to be, the libero has to be the anchor. Ailes does a great job for Stanford and fine for UCLA.
Akinradowell. That battle goes to the Bruins.
And really they did nothing to earn it. It's just that she thought she could bury it straight down. About 5 inches too low there into the net. A rare Akinradowell error. Only her 2nd out of 25 attempts.
Barbosa, only 1 player for UCLA in double-figure kills, and that is Johnson.
And Stanford was looking to break this game open, 17-13. Look, UCLA coming right back in it, and Stanford has Akinradowell in the front row. Amazingly, UCLA scoring points in that rotation.
You saw Bryn Kehoe turn around on her teammates and say, come on, get focused, let's go. Akinradowell gets focused and hones right in.
Well, Kehoe was talking about it earlier this year. She is so competitive. Sometimes she'll yell a little too much. She really toned it down for the good and the personality of the team. But when they went through a couple of tough matches, losing matches they thought they should have run, she figured, I'm going to turn up the heat a little. I may have to do some yelling, but we are hungry to get back to that final, try to win the championship.
That is Katie Mills. She'll take it.
And you could see on that one a little bit of a miss hit. Anytime a hitter hits the ball and it has a lot of backspin on it, she didn't contact it right, but it actually helped her because Kleinman probably would have made the dig otherwise.
And Spicer comes in, makes an immediate impact, and we've got a tied game 3. 2nd ace. And Stanford wants a timeout.
Just a little bit of topspin on that ball. Spicer probably didn't even want that, but she gets the shank out of Barbosa.
We are knotted at 19 in game 3 at the Stanford Regional. The final regional of the day, the Stanford Regional. UCLA and Stanford knotted at 19 in game 3. Catch every set and spike of the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship as ESPNU serves up both national semifinal matches Thursday. First at 9 Eastern, USC takes on the winner of our game. And at 11 Eastern, Cal takes on Penn State. The NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship presented on ESPNU by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Thursday night on ESPNU.
And keep in mind, USC beat both these teams in the 2nd half of Pac-10 play. They get another bad pass out of Barbosa. That's one of the ways they'll try to take Barbosa out of the offense, is by making her think about passing the ball first. Good movement on the ball by Spicer there.
First lead of the game for UCLA. Oh, the nice back set. That tandem is on now with Gerard.
Kehoe doing a nice job. That ball was a little too close to the net, but she jumped and pretended she was going to hit. Got the blocker to jump with her. That left nobody on Gerard. One-on-one, a one-on-none should go the hitter's way every time.
Kehoe with the serve. Not even Spicer, first team all Pac-10, could come up with that one. Kehoe, the 7th player in Pac-10 history to record over 5,000 career assists. Sather, haven't heard from her much lately. Waller, nice by Machado. Spicer. Great defense by UCLA. Ailes. Back row attack by Alex Kleinman. Pac-10 Freshman of the Year. 6'4" frame coming at you. Get out of the way.
Watch her here reach so high she actually goes over the block, and it's really tough. Middle back cannot stay middle. The middle back has to move a little right or a little left because she never hits it right down the middle of the court.
Sather. Gerard. Waller. Tipped, point Cardinal. So a timeout for Andy Benikowski. So Stanford now with a 3-point lead. We were knotted at 19, it seemed just a moment ago.
Well, it was in the middle of that last rally. Allie Daly decided instead of trying to set the ball out to Sather, she tried to put it over, and on the second contact, almost like a set or dump, but Stanford's Ailes was all over it, and Waller finishing it off, saving a set that didn't go in a great spot, but actually puts it off the blocker's hands and out of bounds. Really smart play by Waller there.
Both of these teams made it to the national semifinals last year in Nebraska, and they had a familiar foe in Nebraska, first UCLA.
And I thought UCLA may have played Nebraska as tough as anyone in that final, in the semifinal or final. Lost 2 games, 30-28. They were right with them. And then, of course, in the final, Nebraska lost the first game against Stanford, but got stronger and stronger as the match went on to win in 4 games.
So Stanford finished number 2, Nebraska finished number 1 to end the streak of Pac-10 championships. They started in 01, it went all the way up to 05. And there's a 75% chance there'll be another Pac-10 champion, but I think Penn State's going to have something to say about
Just
that.
as Nebraska had something to say about it last year. Nebraska was the only non-Pac-10 team in that last group of 4. Went through UCLA, went through Stanford, and showed they were the best.
Kehoe. Oh, nice job by Katie Mills. She kind of goes under the radar.
And she is growing to be a better, stronger and stronger part of this UCLA offense, and has been doing a really nice job as a blocker, getting her hands way across the net.
UCLA had beat Clemson and Alabama A&M before beating Oregon last night in the NCAA tournament. It was those matches that gave them the confidence to face the number 1 seed Stanford.
You are right. And they had gotten out of that slump, had a couple of great matches there. Daly coming out now after serving a ball that gave Barbosa a lot of trouble. UCLA making a change. We'll see if they try to go to Barbosa again and take Stanford out of its offense with a poor pass.
Nikki Jade will serve. Her mom, Kim, also played for Andy Benikowski. And a great hustle, but not enough. That point for the Cardinal. Stanford now leads by 2. Game 3, we are tied at 1 game apiece. Remember, this is the best of 5. Gotta win by 2. Barbosa. Mills. McGraw. Great passing. Ailes. Barbosa tried to sneak it in. Kleinman. You could hear the crowd when it was up in the air for Kleinman.
They were thinking, oh my gosh, he's going to hit it over him again, but she just misses, and UCLA still hanging around, so pesky. Don't want to be close near the end and take chances. Stanford had a chance at 17-13 to break this open, but UCLA pulled back.
Fine. Waller.
Well, that time Waller changed it up a little. She loves that set that takes her all the way out to the sideline. McGraw went with it. Watch, McGraw steps out. she's completely out of the picture there, that outside blocker. Waller with a nice change where she goes just behind the setter, finds one of the gaps between the blockers. Really well executed.
She had 8 kills, 10 digs in the win versus UCLA in October. Again, these two teams squared off once in September, once in October, with the Cardinal winning both.
And that's a tough matchup there for McGraw. You've got Akinradowo in the middle and Waller on the outside. Probably a better choice, even though it was way inside. I don't know if she could have tried to, but she might be better off hitting line on that play. Akinradowo gets her hands so far over the net.
Back set to Sather. Oh, they'll take the roll. And as you said, Karch, they are pesky. They're not going away. And Caitlin Sather is leading the charge.
Substitution.
Honorable mention, all Pac-10 this year. And now she comes out. Machado comes in. And this is Jasmine Machado, the freshman out of Encinitas, California. She was coached by her dad at La Costa Canyon High School.
Where you can see UCLA having a lot of success serving at Cynthia Barbosa. She's a little upset at herself, not getting the passes she wants. When Kehoe is scrambling to make that play, it's good news for UCLA, bad news for Stanford.
Akinradowo.
And there's that same hit we saw before. She goes left, turns it back to her right. I don't know how her arm is still attached to her shoulder after hit. She goes left, boom, around Johnson's block, and she's still thinking, I thought I had that red. How'd that get by me?
Glickman with the serve. Johnson, nice read by Johnson, facing Akinradowo and Kehoe.
Akinradowo was all over that. Good choice by Johnson because it was her only choice. The only way she would have gotten that ball across the net.
UCLA trying to tie game 3. Akinradowo. Daly. Here comes Akinradowo.
Boy, what a play by Daly, though. She blocks the ball, chases it down 15 feet out, almost has to jump on our desk here, makes the save. Akinradowo too strong at the end. Watch the block here by Daly. Oh, and then at the end, just could not help stop Akinradowo.
Don't look now. It's Alex Kleinman. Daly. Kleinman. She started it. She finished it. And we're at game point for game 3. And Andy Benikowski wants a timeout.
And that's Kleinman's 17th kill, hitting .324 here, leading Stanford in kills. She started it with the serve and finished it with what we call that pipe set, where she hits a backcourt set right down the middle of the court.
For up-to-the-minute news for everything that is college sports, log on to ESPNU.com. This online service is a gateway to the best in college sports content from ESPN, combining the latest news, scores, features, video highlights, podcasts, and much more. If you don't have ESPNU, be sure to log on to ESPNU.com and type in your zip code at the top of the page, or call your local cable operator or satellite provider. Log on to ESPNU.com today. You said last time, Andy Benikowski called a timeout to ice Stanford. This is a game of adjustments. You think the Cardinal is onto him?
Well, the server has to go back there with a purpose and with great focus. The last time he called timeout, the Stanford server, it might have been Akinradowo. I can't remember if it was Akinradowo or Gerard, but the server missed that play. You always want to make, this time it's Kleinman. You always, when you force an opponent into calling a timeout, it means they were struggling. So you don't want to let them up for air by missing the serve after the timeout.
Game point for Stanford. Alex Kleinman.